Hi all, thank you for joining me today. Candace Gillespie here from Candace'sCanvases.com. This is Cards Monday. Today I'm going to show you a card that is sort of like a semi little booklet. So what I have is I have a 4.5 by 8, 4 1/4. I had to think about it. 4 1/4 by 8 piece of cardstock, and the same with the piece of vellum. And I scored those in half to make it 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So starting with my vellum here, I'm going to do some stamping. Now this stamp set that I'm using, of course, is retired. I have not marked up my stamp sets yet, which ones are retired. I really didn't think this one was. So I went and looked at which ones embody this same stamp, and really the Bloom with Hopes Hostess stamp set is the closest one. So you just stamp on a few flowers that kind of look like a nice bundle. Now you can see the light shining off of the Versamark. That's really nice. If this were a white cardstock or something like that, you wouldn't be able to see it. So, because the Versamark is a clear, sticky ink, and which is why we use it for heat embossing, because it stays sticky for a little while. Okay, so we're going to take some white stamp emboss powder and sprinkle that on there. And then we're going to heat that up and melt it with our heat tool. Okay, when we're done with that, we are going to start our coloring. So first things first is we're going to use some Garden Green ink. And we're going to take the leaves from this set. Now, the Bloom with Hope stamp set also comes with a nice leaf set in it. They're almost, I wouldn't say identical, they're different, you know, but it's the very same themes here. So here I'm stamping it, I'm inking it up and I'm stamping it, and then when I get to the third one, I am inking or stamping it twice without re-inking. Then I'm going to I grabbed the, what is that? I think it was the Wild Wasabi. Yeah, Wild Wasabi. That way I had a few different layers of green here. Okay, now after this I'm going to bring back the vellum and start coloring. Okay, zoom in a little bit for you so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Now at first I started with coloring them with the Blendabilities like I would on regular Whisper White cardstock, which is, you know, medium, light, dark, or dark, light, wait, you get the point. Woo! Dark, medium, light. But after a few goes at it and a few flowers, I really figured that the vellum, it doesn't pick it up like that. So I didn't need to do it. So I ended up switching and just using the darkest color. And what I did to give it some dimension and depth in certain areas is I just went and colored, I went over and colored it more in certain areas with the same color marker. Okay, so the first one we used was Coastal Cabana, and then this one is the Rich Razzleberry Assortment. Okay, now we have the Cherry Cobbler. So I really like the Cherry Cobbler a lot, so I tend to leave more flowers red when I kind of do this coloring combination here. Okay, so we have one Daffodil Delight flower in there. It just gives it a nice pop of color. Okay. So then we're going to staple it like this. I did end up adding a couple more stamps to this that when I look at it in the end, I kind of, you know, in hindsight, wish I didn't, like that tree right there. And so I didn't include those. You definitely can. I didn't include them in this tutorial. So you may be wondering, what is that? In hindsight, I just kind of was like, it didn't need it. It doesn't bother it, but it didn't need it because it doesn't add to it. It doesn't take away from it either. So now I am going to, you saw me adding just a very thin bead of Tombow glue along the border. And then I got a new stapler that swivels. That's really nice for making little booklets and things. Okay, now I'm going to use our Project Life corner rounder to round just the top right corner. And then one of the final steps, I'm going to add some linen thread. I think I wrapped that around twice. And then once I snip it off and I get the right length that I want, I use my bone folder to kind of, like I'm curling ribbon, and it helps you take out the kinks in it from being wrapped around that cardboard spool. And I'm just messing with it to get it to tie properly. Okay, just tying it in a bow there, kind of centering it from top to bottom, a little closer to the top. And that's that. Now for the little sentiment on the inside, I am grabbing the stamp set that I grabbed initially is also, what do you know, it's a retired stamp set, but it says always thinking of you. So the stamp set I would recommend is Gifts of Kindness, and it says thinking of you in a really pretty font. It's not cursive like this one, but it's a very pretty font. So I stamped that in Early Espresso. There we go. Early Espresso Stampin Classic Stampin' ink. My brain is off right now. I apologize for that. Okay, that about sums it up. One last tip here is I am with Daffodil Delight Classic Stampin' ink. I am stamping one of the flowers from the front right over that sentiment, so when they open up, it kind of flows. The theme from the outside flows to the inside. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the pictures to follow, and thank you for subscribing to my channel, for liking this video, and for leaving a joyful comment. And visit Candace'sCanvases.com to join my team and shop my Stampin' Up! Store or my homemade goods, and for future or past videos. Have a good day. See you Wednesday. Bye.